The Southeast Asian Ministers of Education Organization, or SEAMEO, a regional governmental organization, has been working to advance technology in education to promote equity and inclusivity across the region. Today, we will delve into SEAMEO's comprehensive approach to enhance education equity in Southeast Asia. Joining us today is Mr. John Arnold Siena, Deputy Director of Program and Development at SEAMEO Secretariat. สวัสดีค่ะคุณ John.
สวัสดีครับ
Thank you very much for joining us. To begin, can you give us an overview of the education landscape in the Asian region and, of course, the disparities in educational opportunities that still needs to be addressed?
That's a very interesting question. Southeast Asia education landscape is quite complex. So you have countries that are highly developed and you have countries that are economically challenged. And their education situation can also vary according to that landscape based on our context, based on their systems as well. But I can draw from the results of the Southeast Asia Primary Learning Metrics, or CPLM. CPLM is our Regional Learning Outcomes Assessment, which is designed for grade 5 students looking at their writing, reading, as well as numeracy. And in that assessment, it is quite alarming that our Southeast Asian learners are not performing according to what we expect. For example, specifically on average, 1 out of 3 learners are yet at the lower primary level of proficiency when they're already towards the end of the primary stage. The other one is that 7 out of 10 learners cannot comprehend basic text, and that is quite alarming. In some countries, fewer than 10% are actually on track in terms of meeting the requirement for the SDG 4.1, which is the learning outcomes for primary proficiency. Now, but this is the general picture. But if you go from country to country, you will see a lot of variations and differences.
So what specific strategies will be implemented in order to provide quality education for all?
SEAMEO has 3 very important functions. Number 1 is we are generating evidence, just like the CPLM or the Southeast Asia Primary Learning Metrics, where we assess learning outcomes. So that is the beginning. Generate evidence through research. And then we also provide platforms for policy dialogue and learning exchange among our member countries and even with relevant organizations in order to influence policy decisions and policy making in our member countries. And we also provide capacity building to our member countries. Now, this is very important because we have a commitment at the global scale. We have the Transforming Education Summit commitments, which is an effort to advance SDG 4, or the Sustainable Development Goals number 4, on education. But specifically for SEAMEO, we are also initiating some specific programs in order to address some equity and inclusion issues. For instance, aside from engaging our ministries in policy dialogue and learning exchange, we also have specific interventions, like, for example, in Thailand, we have a Border Schools project where we provide some form of capacity building to our schools and communities that are located in the borders between, for example, Myanmar and Thailand, Laos, PDR, Thailand, and so on. And we are very happy working with the Ministry of Education on this. And in fact, early this year, together with the Ministry of Education, we went to visit some of these schools and to be able to really find out the situation of the communities and schools in the border area, so that we can really pin down what are the issues that are plaguing border schools and how can SEAMEO and the Ministry of Education and other partners to help these particular schools.
Well, those are some of the crucial measures targeted at students. Let's take a look at the concerns about teacher shortages and, of course, the quality of educational professionals. How are you addressing these matters to ensure that teachers are equipped with the knowledge and with the tools to deliver equitable education?
SEAMEO right now is working on professional development policy guidance to ministries so that we'll be able to also make a case for a continuous professional development at scale. So this is one of the outputs that we are looking forward to produce this year. And so that we'll be able to have something that we can discuss with them within the year, if not next year, hopefully within the year, so that we will be able to also help them identify what are the pain points in the continuous professional development of the teachers in the respective countries. But within the SEAMEO Secretariat itself, we have our specific initiatives to address the competency development of our teachers.
Now, an important education congress will be taking place in Bangkok this October. What will be SEAMEO's role at the didacta Asia Congress?
We are going to participate in didacta Asia by holding two panel discussions. One panel will be a high-level policy discussion, so we are expecting some ministers of education to participate, to join us in that panel discussion, where they will share their perspectives and insights on policies on technology and education that promote equity and inclusion in basic education. The other session will be on use of technology from the perspective of practitioners themselves, from educators themselves, to share their experiences and insights as they use the technology, education technology, in not just in improving their teaching and learning, but also to promote equity and inclusion in the respective settings.
Well, with the education sector evolving really fast, we need collective efforts from various parties in order to reshape the educational landscape to provide optimal learning environment for students across Southeast Asia. Kun John, thank you so much for your time today. Thank you for joining Newsline. Swadee ka.